Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct on YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook, Instagram here in a little bit. We'll throw it up on there, man. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bells for all the notifications. And all my people listening to me on the sound of my voice, if y'all really love what y'all hearing, hey, man, give us that 5-star review. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star review, man. We appreciate it, man. Even if you got some hate, man, we like it too. We take it all in. Pause, and we make sure we account for every and anything. Yeah, I pause myself, bro. So shout out to all of those that are hanging out with us tonight, man. We got an exciting show tonight, man. We got some basketball on top. The king. Ryan will talk about that later. He surpassed 50,000 points the other night. We talk about that. Hey, the Lakers are actually really playing good. They're worth talking about. So we'll talk about the Lakers and what's going on with the king and Luka Doncic going on. And boxing. I saw a fair catch in boxing this weekend. My main man, Tank Davis, he's up there taking the knee. D-Dubs will dive into what happened with the fight this weekend as we talk about the Tank Davis fight and with Mr. Roach, man. And we'll get into some NFL trades and some releases and things of that nature. Mike Mills, he'll join us with some NCAA talk with the men's and the ladies. And I'll break down some of the hockey stuff that's going on as far as any trades that's about to go on and the power rankings, because Dan is not with us. If there are any substantial trades this weekend, all you hockey fans, make sure you look for me and Dan to put out some content this weekend regarding those trades. So I got all the PSCs out the way. D-Dubs, what's up? What's going on? How are you tonight, sir? What's happening?
Yo, man, what's good, man? Everything's good. It's just Thursday night. Glad to be back. I feel like I've been gone for a minute. Yes, glad to be back.
Yeah, we have been kind of on a mini vacation. Only been doing one episode the last week. We'll be back on Monday with the Monday night, with the Monday weekend rewind, as we'll come on 7 o'clock and just kick it with you about what's going on with everything when it comes to the world of sports. Shout out to everybody, to those that are in the chat. I make a shout out to Mom, shout out to Debbie. Last week I had some major internet issues that were fixed this weekend. And I couldn't even look at the chat. And I know people was like, yo, why they not bigging me up or anything like that? So I had some major in it, so I could not get into the chat. But all is well. We have
back
here.
Yeah. And
we are good. So shout out all those that are chiming in tonight, man. So let me just get to the did you have something to say, D-Dubs? I'm sorry.
Nothing really much. I've been work has been working. So I've been kind of out the loop a little bit, but I'm gonna try to put it together and put some thoughts together here. What's going on in the world of sports? I've been, catching little bits and pieces.
Okay, well, let me go right to this one. We're gonna talk about a little baseball first. From Yahoo Sports, Jack Bear, he says Pete Rose died last September. A petition to reinstate him from his permanent ban from baseball was filed in January. Many people, most notably President Donald Trump, has said it's time to put him in the Hall of Fame. The petition may very well be successful. It's not a surprising sequence of events, to the point that Rose himself reportedly called 10 days before he died from heart disease. Speaking with sportscaster John Condit on September 20th, Rose said he expected his Hall of Fame chances to significantly increase once he's dead. And we have absolutely said that on the show. They will probably posthumously put him in the Hall of Fame. And this is what Rose said. I've come to the conclusion, I hope I'm wrong, that I'll make the Hall of Fame after I die. Rose said in an interview which took place 10 days before his death, which I totally disagree with, because the Hall of Fame is for two reasons: your fans and your family. That's what the Hall of Fame is for, your fans and your family. And it's your family. If you're here, it's for you and your fans. You're here. not if you're 10 feet under. You understand what I'm saying? What's good? What good is it doing to me? All my fans, they put me in the Hall of Fame a couple years after I pass. What's the point? What's the point? Because they'll make money over it. The mechanics of what Rose's Lamington are not complicated. After decades of baseball pariah, MLB's all-time hit leader expected the world to be more ready to forgive and forget. Or at least his proponents would become much louder once they had the concept of grace on their side after his death. Whether or not they actually succeeded in almost entirely up to MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred. Unless a future MLB commissioner is a fan, Rose won't have a better chance than the petition in front of Manfred right now. And there's no way this decision is leaving his desk. At some point in the coming weeks or months, Manfred will likely have to say whether or not he's reinstating Rose. And finally, he says to do so would fall fully in line with Rose's most cynical expectations on a matter where very little has changed, except the fact that the man involved is no longer with us, and the president of the United States is yelling at baseball to get off its fat, lazy ass. End quote from the 50 what is he, 51st president? The president of the United States. I'm sorry, it was 49, 50, or 51, whatever he is, from Donald Trump.
47.
47. I forgot. I'm sorry. I put 51.
Put some respect on that.
Let me just say, let me just say this. I have been on record saying that Pete Rose, baseball is hypocritical. I get it. He bet on baseball. And we just covered an article last week of point shaving that's going on in college basketball. And that's all because baseball and the other sports too have gotten in bed with betting, to the point that there's conspiracy theories, and those conspiracy theories are getting louder. Even with the Dallas Mavericks, how they just unceremoniously didn't want to pay Luka Doncic because all of a sudden he doesn't play defense. Well, he hasn't been playing defense. So you want to do that, and then this whole thing of them either in Dallas wanted to get a betting, I want to say betting thing, but a casino in Dallas, in the where they play at. To that point. So the sports industry has got in bed with betting sites, really gotten in bed and pulled up the covers, and just they're cuddling with them now. So
spooning. Spooning, kid. God.
Ooh, girl, I love you.
It's cold out here.
Right? Before, I hate the betting and stuff like that. Even though we know betting has always been an underlying thing or a gringy thing, as we know, we're coming from New York, a mob type of thing for betting. But now you can literally bet on with this device, and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? They just won't let you use a debit card. It's got to be a credit card, which I think is insane too. But
I'm surprised.
Here's where we're at with the betting, and I just think they should let the man in. Stop being hypocritical.
Well, we said this long ago. We already knew the play. They always do this.
Yeah.
They always let you in when you're dead.
Yeah.
It's like you're not here. You're not here to see it. Nobody cares after.
Yeah, the dying widow or the kids, whatever.
And what you said was 100% correct. It's for the fans, and it's for, what was the second one you said? The fans and somebody else.
The fans and your family.
And the family. Yeah. So, Major League Baseball, I don't know what it, kudos to Donald Trump. I mean, that's his thoughts, and let the guy in already. But once again, the fans that's around, I don't even know how many fans are left around. Pete just died not too long ago.
Back in December. Yep.
Right. So,
excuse me, September. Excuse me.
You got a few fans left around, maybe. But at this point, this new jack swing generation, they do not care, bro. They don't care. They hardly even know who Pete Rose is. They don't know what Charlie Hustle is. As you can see what they play.
If you think about it, if you look at it, Pete Rose in an All-Star game in 1970, I think I was around 1970 All-Star game, whatever it was, he knocked out Ray Fosse at the plate in an All-Star game. Just look at from that aspect in the 70s, and then how we're talking about All-Star games, how we been beating on the NBA the last 3 weeks, and deservedly so, about All-Star games. You talk about Charlie Hustle, he knocked out a guy in the All-Star game. He went full throttle all the time. I got to see Pete Rose play at his latter ends when he's with the Phillies and when he was with the Expos, and then when he managed, of course, with the Reds and under March shot, and that's when he got caught with baseball. Yeah. And I guess baseball is being real consistent with this. So the 1919 White Sox, they all, if you never saw the movie 8 Men Out, 8 men in the on the White Sox crew, they do the World Series, and was found out, and there was a whole bunch of court cases regarding it. And the main character, I can't think of his name right now, he was absolutely a Hall of Famer, and they have Shoeless Joe Jackson. That's who it is. They did not let him in the Hall of Fame. So that's where we're at when it comes to this. And yeah, they're probably going to let Pete in probably 5 years from now. And like you said, Pete's not going to be able to hear it. It's just going to be for his family and his fans. D-Dubs, I'll give you the last thought on Pete Rose.
Yo, I'm just looking at the play with Pete Rose and Fosse. He damn near tackled him. Tried to get to home plate.
Yep.
But that's what it was. That's who he was.
Charlie Hustle himself. He had he was the second closest to Joe DiMaggio with the hit streak with 44, over 3,000 hits, so forth and so forth. So many accolades. What's funny is all of those items are in Cooperstown in New York at the Hall of Fame in New York. All those items. Mm-hmm. You go to the thing. You go to Cooperstown. You see, hey, this bat was used to get his 4,000 hit. This base was stolen, and so forth and so forth. All the artifacts, they're there. But him being a shrine, they was like, nah. And there's some other people that might take some hard line stance. Like, Pete deserves it. No betting.
Yeah, but who really cares? At the end of the day, the guy, he was who he was, and everybody saw it. So, you keep him out the Hall of Fame. Everybody knows he's a Hall of Famer. So regardless if you keep him, you don't put him in, you keep him out. I don't think it's going to change anything. I think everybody that's seen or saw him play,
right?
They know what time it was, and they in the minds of many, he's a Hall of Famer. He's in there. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I could continue to play this ridiculous game about leaving people out.
This outrage.
Yeah.
But you're doing that, and you're on FanDuel, or you're on
right
Camp or whatever.
Right.
Seeing
you done ushered in a whole new group of fans that, guess what? They pick up that phone and they go bet every day y'all play. They bet. So what do again, is it? One would say it's hypocritical. I would say it. I mean,
I'll say it till the cows come home, man.
Yeah.
So Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Major League Baseball coming soon though. Hey, open the day soon. When is it? End of
March. That's why they started early. Yeah, it's spring training is on its way. I have another article to bring up, but I'll talk about that later. Let me go to this other article here. And I thought I had it. But
I ever said we missed the super producer, man. We wish you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we miss you, dog.
Yeah,
I miss you.
Yeah,
because all I gotta do is throw something up. He
had it up and ready to roll.
So but that's there. We're hopefully we'll have him back here soon.
Shout out
shout out to my man, the super producer Durant Jr. himself, man. Let me go to Yahoo Sports again from Jason Owens. And Jason Owens says this: the Philadelphia Eagles have agreed to a 2-year term, $41.2 million extension with Saquon Barkley, making him the highest paid running back in NFL history. Hold on, let me get some applause for that.
Got the paper.
So to all those fans who keep asking me, y'all did this. I said, I'm going to say for the last time, he wasn't going to do anything with the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Let me continue to read. The Eagles confirmed the extension but did not announce the numbers. Per the report, the contract includes $36 million in guaranteed money and has an additional $15 million in escalators available. Details of the escalators were not initially reported. Barkley will sign an extension one season into a 3-year, $37.75 million deal he signed to join the Eagles last offseason from the rival New York Giants. The contract for Barkley culminates a history season which he led the league with 2,005 rushing yards and 2,283 yards from scrimmage while tallying 15 touchdowns as the offense driving force for the Super Bowl champion Eagles. Barkley's rushing total was the 8th highest in NFL history, and Barkley's 2,504 combined rushing yards in the regular season and playoffs are the most in a season in single season in NFL history. Barkley rushed for 499 yards and 4 playoff wins and eclipsed the record previously held by Terrell Davis during Philadelphia Super Bowl win over the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'll stop right there. Shout out to Saquon again for getting the bag. Remember a couple of years, we had pundits on the legacy media, sports media, and they say, yo, you don't really need a running back.
Oh yeah, I remember that vividly. Yes.
There's a couple of dudes on, the legacy media, man. We won't say no names, but you don't need no running back. This is the years and the era of throwing the ball over. Well, no, you still need defense, and you still need to run the ball.
Yeah.
Just trying to say.
These are the guys that manipulate the sliders, right? These are the guys, and when the sliders get out of control, then they want to complain about what you got, right? Instead of just keeping it right in the middle where it's balanced. Nah, these guys will tell you you don't need that, but clearly, running back is still needed in the game. It's part of the game. They wouldn't have made a running back if it wasn't going to be part of the game. So, with that being said, Saquon Barkley deserved every bit of it. And again, I wish he could have did it with the New York Giants, but it wasn't meant to be. He wanted to be a New York Giant, and like I said, at the end of the day, sometimes, quick story. I had a boss back in the day. I remember, when I left, this is coming up days. I was in the mail room, working in the mail room, and then you like a place because it's fun, but not necessarily make a whole lot of money. But you like the place because of the environment, whatever. But you got a chance to make move up and go to somewhere that's a career, which was driving a New York City bus at the time, right?
Or the New York City subway.
Or the subway, right? So I remember going back. I remember going back and asking for my job back because I didn't want. I did not think. I was like, transit. This is crazy. No, I don't want to do that. Yo, shout out to this manager. I'll never forget his name. Dan Rodriguez. He's like, man, dude, what are you doing? What are you talking about coming back? There's nothing here for you. There's nothing here for you, right? There's no money here. Go. And at that time, I'm a young kid. I'm, young, dumb, So, best move I did was, to leave, right? Go understand what was going on. And this is same instance for Saquon. Saquon he said he wanted to be a Giant. He didn't want to go nowhere. But, Joe Shine did you a favor, Saquon.
Joe Shine did you a favor.
He said, get up. You got to go, man, because we're not going to do what Philadelphia could do. Even though they right down the road, we're not going to be able to do that. And such is life. That's what happened. Saquon got a bag. And not only got a bag, was able to display his talent with the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout outs to them. Shout outs to the organization. Saquon deserves all of that, man. He's a good. Seems to be a super cool dude. And what else can you say? He's worth every dime.
I definitely agree. Mike Mills, welcome. Hope all is well, sir.
Mike Millie.
We're talking about Saquon Barkley and him getting a contract extension with the Eagles. Your thoughts as you jump in here, sir?
Well deserved. We all knew this was coming. He had a phenomenal season.
Yes, he did.
He really made that team go. So, shout out to him. He deserved that bag.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a year late. You should have got it last year, but you know how this business is. What have you done for me lately?
Yep.
So he showed. Shout out to him.
But you know what? He has the talent. And he's different, man, because he actually has that talent. It's like some of these guys, you'd be like, what have you done for me lately? And some of them haven't done nothing really, right? But him on the other end, besides a few injuries, he's been solid.
And he make do with what's around him.
That is a fact.
Like even like when the Giants was good, he was the centerpiece. Even when they didn't have nothing, everybody was hurt, and he was the last man standing. He went out there and did what he could. 30 carries, 120 yards.
And that's tough.
So yeah, well deserved. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely, man. Let me go to this other article here. I thought there was something else, but this is going back to baseball. The number one thing, let me read this. Before Congress, and this is from Jake Mintz of Yahoo Sports. Before Congress in the windowless wood panel hearing room, the reigning American League Cy Young winner made an obviously yet enduring point. The number one thing I get from fans, David Cohen explains to Senator Al Simpson of Wyoming and other assembled elected officials, is that they want teams to win. That date was February 15, 1995, and MLB was in a dark place. 5 months prior, players had gone on strike, initiating a work stoppage that impelled the dramatic cancellation of the 1994 World Series. Relationships between the union and the league had never been rosy since the union's formation in 1966, but a revenue-sharing proposal introduced by the owners in January 1994, a proposal then crucially included a salary cap, became an insidious rallying cry for players and their representatives. When the stalemate carried over to 1995, the U.S. government got involved. Congress introduced a handful of bills regarding the legality of MLB's antitrust exemption. President Clinton at the time delivered a speech imploring the two sides to reopen negotiations. Then Cohn and a number of notable baseball people, including future Hall of Famers Eddie Murray, MLB Players Association Executive Director Donald Fehr at the time, and Acting Commissioner Bud Selig, were called to speak at the Judiciary Committee. The bottom line, fans just want to win. Cohn repeated, and we think by protecting the free market, the fans will have a better chance to have a winning team. In early 1995, the two sides came to an official agreement, one that included a luxury tax but no hard cap. Both sides were frustrated yet reluctantly satisfied. The league had a tool to disincentivize spending while the union maintained the essence of a free market system. It is functionally the same economic system that governs baseball to this day. But now, 30 years later, and I'm going to stop here, the idea of salary cap has stamped back into public discourse. The impetus, the freewheeling cash flashing LA Dodgers in a seemingly bottomless pockets. The defending world champs have spent $384.5 million in free agency this winter, a figure that doesn't include $74 million in extensions for utility man Tommy Edman or the signing of vaunted Japanese hurler and international amateur Roki Sasaki. And they basically say this is frustrating. So let me just go here. And I'm not going to read no more of the article. I heard something on MLB show the other day about a spending. See how the Mets, and Mike Mills is happy. Their owner spared no expense. He wanted Soto, and he opened up the checkbook, and he got Soto, right?
He got him.
Right? But on the other hand, as this article, as I go back to read it, they are also emphasizing about, bottom teams using spending. They need to spend a minimal amount. So if Dan was up here, he absolutely would be front and center yelling, yeah, the Pirates need to spend some money. Tampa Bay needs to spend some money. Go ahead.
What are they doing? They saving the money? Why are they not spending the money?
Sitting on it, swimming in it.
They're sitting on it, waiting for these big teams to spend their money.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why you're not spending money to make your team better.
They left that, so okay, that strike, the 94 strike, was 30 years ago, right?
Right.
31 years ago. And so now they're mad at the Dodgers for spending all the money, and you got my main man in Flushing, the Mets owner. He's doing everything to spend all the money, and you got teams like the Yankees who all of a sudden want to use coupons. George's kids, George Steinbrenner's kids, they are not like George. George wanted to win at all expense, but his kids are definitely using coupons and using buy one get one frees and all that.
Yeah.
So
what they call it, BOGO? Yeah.
So Major League Baseball, they're coming to this problem again, and it's probably going to run into some kind of some labor strife here coming up.
As it should. I mean, like again, I think I just asked the question: why are they not? Or they? What is this money going back to?
Yep. Let me read on some more. No legitimate union could ever agree to a salary cap. Marvin Miller, the late trailblazing labor leader and first executive director of MLBPA. Marvin Miller was a bad dude. He had a book out. You should read it. All the sports guys. He was the one that really trailblazed union representation for athletes in the four major sports here in North America. Told Sports Illustrated in 2011, in my mind, if a union did that, it would be the grounds for decertification for membership to go to court. That line in the sand was a salary cap. Hall of Fame pitcher Tom Glammer recounted to The Athletic in 2019 oral history of a strike, and we were fighting for a salary cap versus no salary cap. That was an easy fight, so to speak. Current MLBPA Executive Director Tony Clark, former Detroit Tiger, during his 12-year tenure atop the union, remained firmly opposed of an artificial spending limit. We're never going to agree to a cap, he told reporters in 2023. Let me start there. We don't have a cap. We're not going to agree to a cap. A salary cap is the ultimate restriction on a player's value and player salary. So basically, their union is saying, no, we don't agree to it. So the Pirates can continue to spend $5 on their players, and it's okay. The only way this gets fixed, what we keep saying, vote with your dollars. Do those teams, the park, PNC Park, where Pittsburgh plays at, beautiful stadium. I would like to go one day, man, but
stop going. Stop going to these games. Stop all of it. I know it's I say it.
Oh, you guys are on the show. How are you going to tell us to stop going?
Yo, if you want to correct the course, you got to do something. But once again, this is gonna fall on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, and people know what they need to do, but they're not going to do it. And the Pirates don't want to spend no money. All right, you don't want to spend no money, then you won't get my money. That's how it's go. Simple as that.
But what's also funny, you look at the LA Dodgers, they are doing what?
Spending money.
They're spending, no, not only spending, they're
and winning.
Deferring the money.
Oh, yeah. Deferring. That's big. I mean, I know it's been going on, but that's like super big to what they did.
They need to fight that. That's what needs to be on the chopping block.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. Get in there.
That needs to be on the chopping block. How are you deferring money on somebody that's still playing? Now, I get it when you're doing the gymnastics to get them off the books and they're retired or inactive or you're cutting them, but like to just say, he's on the roster at this number, but y'all know he's publicly deferring them. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Like, if you bring up Ohtani, if somebody can bring up Ohtani's his contract, Ohtani has a bunch of deferred stuff in his, and he's going to get paid. He might. I'm not sure if you pull it up. Like the Bobby Bonilla special. Like Bobby Bonilla, what's Bobby Bonilla Day, right? Bobby Bonilla still gets a check from the New York Mets almost 40 years later, excuse me, about $1 million. And it comes in. So, guys, clubs are getting creative. And
Ohtani is a 10-year, $700 million contract with $680 million in salary deferred for a decade.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
10-year, Ohtani has signed a 10-year, $700 million contract with $680 million in salary deferred for a decade. He'll make $2 million per year until 2034, and then $68 million annually for the next 10 years.
That's sick. That's sick. Just to
How
do
old would this
gymnastics
man
on the
be?
books.
How old would this kid be? What up, Mike B?
What's going on, everybody?
You know, that's
insane.
That's crazy. It's crazy work, but I don't know.
And he's still playing. Like, that's crazy you could do that. That's why they need a salary cap. Just for stuff like that.
Oh, they're gonna
them
fight
and
you.
the Pirates and the Rays. All the teams that don't want to spend no money. Them plus that.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So that's where we're at with that. And they, as you can see, Major League Baseball, they got their heels dug in, and they said, "No, we're not going for a salary cap.
Now they
forget about it."
And they won't. It's just, it is what it is, man. It's been this long. I mean, the players already know what they got. So, you know, the PA Player Association, they know what they got, and they'll be hard pressed to give that up. I mean, you give that up, you know what I'm saying? What else can you get in return? I mean, that's they not gonna do no salary cap. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, $1 billion 10-year contract. Hell, they're doing that for 30 years, bro. So
this money is insane. But again, you know,
yeah,
the fans really got power if they really knew it, but they don't really know.
No, I might go there when Ryan come on there, but you know, KD told the fans to go home the other day. You know, Kevin Durant. You know,
I'm about sick of him. He pisses me off so bad. He needs to.
Thank you, Mike. I'm glad. I'm glad you said it.
So sick.
These guys are so arrogant, man. They get a bunch of paper falling out their pockets.
He's the worst of the worst. He's horrible.
And he talks so much trash.
And out there playing like garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, we 30 minutes in. He out there playing like hot ass.
Yeah.
Every night. Your team is playing bad, and you just talking. You talking. Oh yeah, don't bet on me. We can have a bad night. You have bad nights every night. There's no job on earth. There's no job on earth. You can have a bad night 5 nights in a row and get paid that amount of money. Like, stop it.
D-Dubs, all I'm saying is I'm glad this is not me, you, or the DA.
Yeah,
that really triggered Mike Mills.
He makes me so mad. Didn't he want to argue
coming from the young gunner? This is young gunner. Go ahead.
Argue with buttonholes in mid-game. Like, shut up. And Devin Booker just be looking at him and Bradley Beal like, yo, get them out of here. I was better off with Chris Paul. Like, Devin Booker look like he's just like, yo, take all of them. Just get rid of everybody. Everybody got to go. Just leave me here. They just, that Kevin Durant. Right on time.
Right on time.
That Kevin Durant boy, he need a brush and some pink lotion, and he need to hoop and shut up.
I didn't even get to the NBA segment though. But Ryan, good evening. How are you, sir?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? How you doing?
What up, fellas? How y'all doing?
No, Ryan. We were just talking about MLB, and we was talking about how some of the teams are not going to want to spend money, right? So MLB, of course, they are dead set against a salary cap, and of course, right, they've always been that. That's why they had the '94 strike, and even to this day, there's come back about some teams wanting to have, not some teams, but there's some talk of management. MLB want to have a floor for some teams to, you know, have some kind of salary cap where some teams, the lower teams, they got to spend some money, and of course, the union has come back and said that, nah, we're never going to agree to salary cap. And I believe them. You know, MLB is the strongest union out of all the sports, the four major sports here in the United States.
Yes.
And so D-Dubs talked about, hey, you know, people should vote for their dollars, whatever the case may be. Those in Pittsburgh, those in Tampa, you know, Miami. You know, if your team is not going to spend the money and just take the money for the big teams getting the money, hey, you know, don't go. And then I just mentioned the other day. And I just mentioned it, and I'm not here to poo-poo it, not today. I just mentioned it, and how Kevin Durant said just the other day, he told the fans, hey, man, you can't boo us. And I was like, and so that triggered Mike.
No. He didn't say you can't boo us. Don't say he didn't. He didn't say.
Don't take up on Ryan. Don't
No,
take.
no. Well, but you got this. But you have to quote him correctly.
Okay, I'll get the quote. What did he say then?
You can't say. You can't say. He didn't say you can't boo us. He said, "Don't boo, just leave." He didn't say you can't boo us. He said,
"Oh, even worse."
Oh, that's even worse.
I'm just saying. But you have to. But if you're gonna quote him, you have to quote him correctly.
I'm glad. Thank you for correcting me.
he didn't say you can't boo. Of course you can boo. He's like.
That's even worse, though.
But no, but his point was they're playing so bad. His point was they're playing so bad, man. Don't boo us. Just leave because we're playing so bad. That's what he meant.
But they've been playing bad for the last 2 weeks? What they 8 of the last 10 they lost or whatever. They haven't been playing well either.
Season they've been playing bad.
Well, I'm just talking about this specific time though.
Yeah.
This specific time. So,
right.
Thank you for getting me right on that quote. I appreciate
right.
you. We want to be on here.
That's what he meant. He was saying that they're playing so bad that I wouldn't boo. I would just not even watch them play. That's how bad they're playing.
He needs to stop playing bad then. Why even say that? Stop playing bad.
Playing bad. The thing is, he's not playing bad. The thing is with Kevin Durant, you can't deny Kevin Durant when he plays, he's awesome. Kevin Durant, the team is playing bad. He's not playing bad.
Yes. Kevin
Durant is always balls. That's why he says, I just want to ball and go home. Kevin Durant does not cheat you when he's playing. Ever. So that was his point. We're playing so bad, I wouldn't even boo. I would just leave. That's what he meant by it. He's not saying that the fans can't boo. He's just saying, I would just leave. We're playing so bad. Like in the game against the Clippers, I mean, they were down by 20 in a heartbeat, and they end up coming back.
Yeah,
so
I get his, I get his point to a certain extent, man. But it's almost like you're tone deaf, especially after what's going on within the last couple of weeks, man. That's all I'm just saying. Just read the room a little bit. That's where I'm coming from. Right. But that really
out of there.
That really. Bud. Well, that's another discussion for the NBA guy when he comes back and talk about because where's Phoenix at now? What's their record? Where are they at?
I believe they're number 11 right now. They're chasing Dallas and Kyrie getting hurt and everybody. So now the dilemma with Dallas is they have to get that pick. Now that Kyrie's hurt and AD's hurt. If their pick is protected, so if it's in the top 6, they get to keep the pick. So I believe they're going to start losing some games.
Tank it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Phoenix might end up sneaking in there at the 10th spot and going to the play-in. But the thing is,
Ryan. With that being said, no, you just as you make great points. Dallas. At this juncture, with what has happened to this team, from the Luka to the AD to now Kyrie, this is you have to you have to almost just put whatever you have on the bench and make them the starters and roll it out from there.
The thing is now, I mean, even the guys who are starting are just going to lose because they just don't have the depth.
They don't have the depth. Correct.
So I mean, you have their 4 bigs are all out. Why even bring back injury prone AD when you're really not going to compete anyway, and you need that pick. Nope. That if you and this draft is stacked, and not only that, I mean, you never know, they could end up getting a top 3 pick and get one of the top 3 guys.
They could be,
and then now you got your replacement. What if they end up winning the lottery? You know what I'm saying? And they get Cooper Flagg, or they get Ace Bailey, or they get Ron Harper Jr. There's so much talent. There's so much talent in this draft that you obviously, if they were healthy, they would be really good. Obviously,
I mean, if they had their pieces, absolutely.
Right. I didn't agree with them trading a 25-year-old Luka Doncic for a 32-year-old. We're not going to rehash that.
I'm not going to rehash that. Only time that made sense is to Nico Harris. That's the only person it made sense to. But
I would say this: with the team, how it was constructed before all the injuries, they had a good shot in the next 2, this year and the next 2 years. They had they could compete. But now you have to get this pick. If it falls out the top 6, you're gonna lose your pick. You have to get this pick. Have to. You have to. For some you cannot lose Jalen Brunson for nothing. Trade Luka. Now Kyrie's out, and now you miss out on your pick because if it's not in the top 6, I want to say it goes to OKC.
Oh my God! No,
So
no, stop.
About to get
Not again.
It might be okay. It might be a different team. I might not be correct. I'm not too sure.
Okay, but
I might.
The thought of that, the thought that you just said that it could possibly go to OKC, and just OKC is just seem like just turning out like they live in the draft and they keep on picking good players, young players.
Yeah. So right, and the trade that's taken OKC over the top was getting SGA for Paul George. And what happens is, see, those are the trades, right, where you have to have some vision to see, okay, can this guy take a leap forward, or do we see enough that this guy can be an all-star, a superstar, all NBA player? So and it all comes full circle, right? Because he messed up and let Harden walk, and and didn't really get back that much. And Harden became a perennial all-team, all NBA guy. And Harden just dropped 50 last night and then showed everybody, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Got it. Yeah.
I mean, and Harden's basically changed his whole entire game. You know what I'm saying? To not being a facilitator, but he can get buckets. Even his last run with Philly in the playoffs, he had those 240 games. He did disappear in those other 2 games, but at least he won you 2 games. You know what I'm saying, in a series. So it comes full circle, right? So Houston had the foresight to go and get Harden, who turns into this generational player for them for 8 years, where he's all NBA, right? Led the league in scoring 3 times, won an MVP, led the league in assists, and now the same thing has happened with SGA. Is they trade an older guy in Paul George because he wanted to go. They brought in SGA, and now he's taking the leap to an MVP candidate. So you have to get lucky in that stretch. So they got lucky with SGA, and they basically hit on every pick which is
hard to do.
Right, from Ibaka, from KD. Well, KD was a no-brainer. We know that. Russ. They moved up to get Russ, Harden, you know what I'm saying? So,
PG.
Yeah.
No, PG was
Paul George in Indiana.
Yeah.
And then they just always hit on their picks, man. Chet, they wanted Chet. They would have took Chet over Paolo Banchero. If they had a number 1 pick, they're still picking Chet.
Sam Presti is like the executive of the 2000s.
Yeah. So right. So basically, for all the years he basically got ridiculed for letting James Harden go after they went to the championship, mind you, against the Heat. They went to the championship and they broke up the team, right? That went to a championship that was that young. So he took a lot of flack for that. He got a reprieve when he made the deal for SGA. So yeah, man. But back to your point with Dallas. They have to get that pick. You have to get that pick. They're going to tank. They're going to tank, and they will get us. They will get their pick. They have to. They have to. Or it's even going to be even more egregious.
But Ryan, also, you said something in our chat the other day, and I totally forgot how the Knicks fleeced Dallas with Brunson. What did they? They really didn't even.
It wasn't even a fleece. They just like you guys said, you got to know how to read the room, like because Brunson was asking for an extension, like a 3-year, $67 million, like 3 years ago, and they're like, no, we're gonna wait and see how you do in the playoffs, right? And then he balls out, and they come back, and then the Knicks go ahead and sign his dad as an assistant, and the writing was on the wall. And that's how it happened. So they signed Brunson to a coach as a coach, and then Dallas went back to try to make him an offer. He's like, nah. I'm gonna wait to the off season. And he knew what he was doing. They knew, and they knew right in and there. Because Mark Cuban even came out and said, "It's like, yeah, we didn't have it after we had pulled the extension from him, and we went back to get to for him to sign the extension. And when he didn't sign, we knew we were losing him. They knew they were losing it. So yeah, so basically, you got a guard who's been playing out of his mind the last 2 years, and not only that too, he played well with Luka. He played off the ball. You know what I'm saying? He even initiated offense. They played well together. So, and you had him in your system for 2-3 years. It was like a James Harden type thing, man. Like, you can't let that dude walk. And they did. Yeah. And at least OKC got something. They got Kevin Martin and some picks. And at that time, Kevin Martin was one of the best guards in the league. So, but getting back to Dallas, they have to get that pick to salvage anything they want to salvage in the future.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this. About Luka, and the Lakers are hot. Talk about the Lakers and how they're playing. They're playing well.
They're playing well. Not only are they playing well, the last 2 months they've been the best defensive team in the league. And I was on record saying, they're proving me wrong. I was on record saying I wouldn't mind playing them in the first round, even when they got Luka, because they have no bigs. Now, who's gonna be playing defense for them? Luka's is not great defensively. Austin Reeves is not great defensively. So, you need their shooting, but with them getting back all their pieces, the Finney Smiths coming, that's helped defensively. And now they're not really playing a true big. I guess, they can switch everything. So Their defense have been, the numbers don't lie. Their defense has been number one the last 2 months, and the record shows. And now you have, and I was talking to somebody right now. You have a sidekick with LeBron, right? Who's actually probably a better facilitator than what he's ever had. D Wade wasn't a facilitator, right? Kyrie's not a facilitator. They're scorers, right? He can truly. LeBron can look at Luka and be like, he's the point guard. He's playing point. I can just play the wing at times. Of course, LeBron would still, facilitate and make plays. But now with Luka, you have somebody who's just as good as LeBron doing it. Every team that LeBron's been on, he's always been the best facilitator, even though he's the small forward. That's why he's always called. That's why he's always bringing the ball up and has the high usage. So now with this could add more years to LeBron, to be honest with you, because now, because with him playing with Luka, he can play longer now, because now Luka can run everything. Austin Reeves can run some stuff sometimes, but he's too turnover prone. You're always gonna have turnovers when you have a high usage. All the guys who have all the highest assist totals always have the highest turnover totals. So that's just a numbers game.
Something's got to be said for this. I mean, this has been you said the last 2 months since the trade took place. Pieces coming back.
Yeah, even
before that, they've been playing pretty good. Now it seems like something has clicked with them. Yeah. They won 7 in a row. They got the Knicks tonight.
Well, and it was like a perfect storm, right? Because they kind of had a very easy schedule. Yeah. And so they stacked all those wins, and then they got Luka, and it kind of like rejuvenated them, just like how getting Jimmy Butler rejuvenated the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Right,
yeah, because both of these teams, LA and Golden State, they was in the bottom of the. They was in the bottom of the. They were
playing again. Absolutely.
And these two teams with the moves they made during the trade deadline, both of these teams have ascended up. So shout outs to both of them. Both of these teams.
it excited their team. It excited the fan base. It excited the NBA. So now and the trade deadline always does that, right? There's always something that happens that adds some excitement to the end of the for the playoff run. So the playoff run, I know we went in length talking about the ratings and this is down and this down. But when it gets to like after Christmas and then the trade deadline and then you have that playoff push, it don't get more exciting than that. Everybody's locked in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody's playing. So the trade deadline, when trades happen, it always gives a jolt to the league, and that's in any sport, right?
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
Goes down. So because now now you're looking forward to stuff like because. There was one point I was like, oh, I don't mind playing Golden State. And then Jimmy gets there. I'm like, man, I don't want to play him.
I don't want to play Golden State.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, yeah, so it's definitely added, more fire to the league and, after the All-Star break. So
let's talk about your Houston Rockets real quick. Your Houston Rockets, they're struggling right now, lost 3 straight.
Yeah.
3 in a row. And but they hurt, man. They played
they're hurt.
OKC. Right. They started off really strong and then they lost the league and lost the game. So
what happened was they were playing really well, right? And then Fred VanVleet got hurt, and then they had a tough stretch with some harder teams, and they were like losing the games at the end, not
having a leader,
not closing and making I gotta say low IQ decisions, low IQ plays. Turnovers, knowing when to take a shot. Like you guys know I'm a huge Rockets fan, and it baffles me when they can take the last shot of the game, and they always go. There's like 20 seconds on the shot clock. You can literally take the last shot of the game, and they go super early and shoot the ball with 6 seconds left. Then the other team gets it and scores. I'm like, Jesus, like please just.
That's low IQ. You right about that. Good.
You got no time, personnel. You got no so and Ime's even has even said that we have to play with a better IQ. So yeah, man. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You.
Good.
Yeah. So so they're struggling. So like I said, so with the injuries, and then Jabari was hurt. Because we had one of the top defenses, and then Jabari Smith got hurt. He broke his hand. He missed like 2 months. Then Fred got hurt, and then Sengun missed some time. And and they're always hard on Jalen Green, for being inconsistent. But one thing he is not, he plays. That dude does not miss
plays hard.
He plays, man. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. He gives good effort. He's inconsistent with it, but he shows up, man. He plays. So the good thing is that the Rockets' next 7 games, they got 2 against the Pelicans. They got the Suns in there. They got some lower tier teams, like 7 straight games.
They got winnable games.
They got to get back on track and get your confidence back. And they're a young team, right? So they're a young team. You have your veterans with Fred and Dylan, but for the most part, they have a rotation of 6 players who are 23 years old and younger. So there's going to be ups and downs. I'm still happy. All I want to see is them just be in the top 6. Not, it would hurt to see them where they were number 2 for most of the season, leading up to this losing streak. And for them to not be the top 6, have to play in the play-in. They're guaranteed a play-in spot, but that would hurt. So hopefully they hold on to 6 and just they're way ahead of schedule, ahead of schedule from where they were. And you see that with Detroit. Detroit is kind of like doing what the Rockets did last year. So
I was about to ask you about Detroit. Cade Cunningham yesterday, 37 points against the Clippers, in a losing effort, of course, man. But
because Harden went nuclear. He went back to Houston. James Harden. Yes. So no, Cade has took that step, and the reason why is now he has veterans around him, right? So before they had all the veterans, the Tobias Harris, even though Tobias, Philly won
another one they got to get out of somewhere, but
right, but he's been good for them. Malik Beasley's been good for them.
Beasley's
Tim Hardaway,
been good for them.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s been good for them. So they got some veterans there, and now it's a more balanced roster, just like how the Rockets went out and got Fred VanVleet, Jeff Green, Dylan Brooks to balance out the roster with the youth movement and getting some veterans in there. And now you see it. And then with Cade taking a step, even fast forward their progression, just like Sengun and Jalen Green took a step. Fast forward the progression. So that's where you have that, and that's why they're so similar. And not to mention, they both have the Thompson twins on their team. So they're very like even the communities, like the Rockets fans and the Pistons fans, they go at it, man, because you have that Cade was 1, Jalen was 2. You know what I'm saying, in the same draft, and they're kind of on the same trajectory, right? So it's gonna be fun to watch, man, develop over the years. But that's a rivalry right there, just because of the brothers and Cade and Jalen, the Thompson twins.
Let me ask you this, Ryan, about the narrative. Steph came to 7th Avenue between 31st and 33rd Street in New York City the other night. Beat the Knicks. Can the Knicks? What are the Knicks deal? As you look on the outside looking in,
right? No, but before I answer your question, I'm still mad that the Knicks didn't get Steph Curry, man. That would have been awesome, man.
Stop it, Ryan.
Damn it, man. I, as an NBA fan, I was hoping for that, man, and whatever. Yeah. So y'all just missed him by 1 pick. He went 7th. Y'all had the 8th pick, I believe.
But
don't
remind me.
What the Knicks is. All right. The narrative is the Knicks can't beat the upper echelon teams, right? The contenders.
Right. Yes.
They can't beat the well, they haven't. They haven't beat Boston. They haven't beat the Cavs. They haven't beat OKC. And those are 3 contenders. Now they want to throw the Lakers in as contenders and Golden State as contenders. I don't know about that just yet. They've improved. Yeah, they were. Yeah, all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? You were in the play-in. Yeah, you moved up. I still think it's those 3 teams, right? And I even throw Denver in there because of Joker. I'm never going to count him out, right? 100%. Because I mean, even though they lost last year in Game 7 at home, they were down 3-0 and or something like that to Minnesota and still came back. It had a 20-point lead and blew the lead, right? So so I'm gonna put Denver as one of the contenders, right? So I don't know what the Knicks record the Knicks record is against Denver, but those top 3 teams they haven't beaten, right? And it's because of the depth, because all those other teams have depth, and that's why they can't beat those teams right now, in my opinion. But now you got Mitch back, so now that's going to help with the depth. But my thing is, like in the game against Miami, which was a great game, the Miami Knicks game was a great game. Great game. Yes. Right? Like you got Mitch back, and then you didn't play Precious any minutes. Like you have a chance to now give some minutes to other people somewhere else, and them,
we'll let Mike say it.
Yep, I'm gonna let Mike say it because I was saying the same thing. Yo, though we won.
Precious, why?
Boy Tibbs, man.
What? Like no, Precious been good this season, man. He's been giving great minutes. There should be no reason why Precious doesn't touch the floor.
7-man roster. That's it. 7-man lineup.
Right.
7-man
like,
rotation.
Dude, you get Mitch back, and you're still doing this. Gonna do the same thing. So what I'm saying to you is, right, when you see Boston, like last night, you had Pritchard hitting 10 threes, right? You had the other guy hitting 9 threes. I mean, and those are guys who are not even your go-to guys. That's not even your top 4 players. You still have Drew, Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum. So their depth is what kills people with Boston. And not only that, I know we complain about the shooting of threes. Everybody who touches the floor for the Boston Celtics can hit the 3, even their bigs. Al Horford, Porzingis, the other big guy they bring in. There's only one guy who probably doesn't shoot the 3s is the center guy. I forget his name, but but everybody can shoot, pass, and shoot the three. So that's why they're so hard to deal with. And then you have two closers in Jaylen Brown and Tatum. So now you have that. So they basically just wear you out with the barrage of threes. And then I say this all the time: if their threes are not hitting, they can still go to the mid-range game, because Tatum shoots mid-range jumpers, Jaylen Brown. So and Cleveland has super depth, especially with getting DeAndre Hunter. They have crazy depth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and OKC plays damn near 10 people. So
Right.
they're all these teams are playing 10 guys basically who are all contributing, whereas New York is, playing, their stars, the heavy, like we said, the heavy. I'm not gonna rehash it, but right. But then they look like they're worn out in the final 5 minutes, and they
Same thing that happened last year.
And they can't keep counting on Brunson to bail them out every time, because the Rockets had him beat. Jalen Brunson bailed them out. Like, I think it's like 5 straight games. He hit that corner three to put, to either give you a lead or tie the game, and then you end up winning. But at some point, we saw it in the Pacers series where they just
Does a Kevin Durant put them over the top?
But who you gonna have to give up though?
Exactly right. But this is I'm hearing the talks.
Right, like
me too.
I'm hearing the talks too. Yeah, but here's the thing with Kevin Durant, right? Here's the thing with Durant. You're not gonna have to give up that much to get him anymore after next year when he's gonna be older, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're not gonna have to give up the farm. So maybe do you give up a Hart? I'm pretty sure a Hart and picks will have to be in there.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm pretty because Hart,
I hate to give up Hart, but
right, like the perfect role for Hart is coming off the bench and being your sixth man. Like
that's where I would like to see him at.
Yeah. So
right.
so now I think eventually that's what it's going to be. Mitch is going to end up starting, and then you have that punch with Hart. But here's the caveat, right? When it comes to if the Suns are going to blow it up. If the Suns are going to blow it up, they're not going to go to the Knicks and blow it up. There's only one team they're going to go to if they're going to blow it up.
You're trying to get
That's
that pick.
the Rockets.
Rockets, okay.
Because the Rockets have all their picks. Brooklyn had all their picks.
That's what I said. That's what I say. Brooklyn. Right. Okay.
Right. So first, Brooklyn had all the picks, right? Had all the Suns picks, right?
Yeah.
But then Brooklyn wanted the tank, but the Rockets had all of their picks from the Harden trade.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So now the only reason you guys, the Knicks, got Bridges was because the Rockets made the swaps for the Suns picks and gave Brooklyn back their picks and took all of the Suns picks. Right. Mm-hmm. And the reason why they did that was the Rockets have so much young talent already, they can't draft another young guy. It's just there's no more room for him, right? So they're like, okay, now we'll get the stockpile of picks for later down the line, and now maybe we can go and get a Devin Booker, because that's who the Rockets really want. The Rockets would flip Jalen Green in a heartbeat for Devin Booker and give them back the picks. So if you're saying the Suns are only going to not blow it up and probably trade KD and keep Booker and Beal and but then
Mike want Beal out of there too. So I mean,
right, but the thing is, Beal has to sign off on a trade.
He has to sign off, right? He has that crazy contract,
right? Yeah. So basically, the only asset that they really have, I know it's Kevin Durant, but I don't even think during the offseason you're gonna have to give up that much to get him. To be honest with you, maybe, and because the Knicks doesn't have any of their picks, maybe they ask for an OG, and it's just straight up OG for Durant. If y'all or a Bridges for Durant,
Yeah, that's still. I don't know.
KD,
Right.
KD is 36. He'll be 37 next year.
But that's what I'm saying. So
Right.
so they're not going to give him away for nothing. Yeah, his stock is going to drop, but they're going to ask for the Knicks for more because they're not getting back their picks. They're getting the Knicks picks, but the Knicks picks are going to be great.
I just feel like
I mean bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I just feel like we don't have no depth, man. I don't know. I hear what you're saying.
Right.
I just feel like this team just doesn't have enough.
Well, even if we had depth, will Tibbs play?
Yeah, will he play him?
Because listen, Ryan, you said the same thing. I was happy we won that Miami game. They was down by 19
points.
Yeah,
and they came back. Shout out to all the New Yorkers that invaded 305 Dade County.
it was a great game, and the Heat Knicks games are always great.
Yeah,
but
it was a good game.
Didn't play pressure. I was like, how you don't? I was like, man,
you finally have a chance to play some guys that you trust, right? Because the thing is, I don't trust some of these guys, or you know what I'm saying. You finally have a chance, to play some of these guys, and mix Mitch with Precious. You know what I'm saying? When he's not out there, you put Precious in. Like, I don't understand why he didn't get any minutes. That was crazy.
Zero, dog. Zero.
Yeah, it was crazy. But to your point, the Suns are going to ask for more for players because the Knicks don't have their picks. So the Rockets are the team if they want to blow it up. If they're not going to blow it up, then cool. They can trade a Durant for like a picks and maybe Josh Hart, and now I get it to you. But if they're going to blow it up and start over, they have to get their own picks back, because what's the sense of you being sorry and you don't even have your own picks? Doesn't make any sense. You're losing for somebody else, and that's why the Knicks got Bridges and started tanking, because they made the deal with the Rockets to get the Suns picks, and then in return, the Nets got back their own picks. Now we can go and tank. Okay, now we can start over. Now we can bottom out. Let's get Bridges out of here. And not only that, you guys give up 4 or 5 first-round picks for Bridges? So now, so there. So
go ahead. Anything else with the NBA, Ryan, before we move on to anything with the NBA and rivals?
Nah, man, it was a good week of basketball, man. Like you guys mentioned Cade Cunningham and
Harden finding his
Harden going off. A lot of people didn't catch the game. It was a 10:30 start time game, East Coast, so a lot of people didn't catch it.
Yeah.
But just a lot of good storylines for the league, with the trade deadline and stuff like that. Hated seeing Kyrie go down, man. It was
that was terrible, man.
It reminded me of when Kobe, ruptured his Achilles and was shooting the free throws, and he dotted both of them, just like Kobe did, man. And just tough, man. Just tough. But the good thing,
I'm sad for the Dallas Mavericks fans. I'm totally just
right, because I thought Kyrie was gonna be a free agent this year. He's not technically a free agent. He can be if he wants to.
Right.
He could have opted out, but the good thing, because of the injury, he's not going to opt out this time. So he's gonna take the $45 million and rehab, and so I'm happy that he has that player option where what I'm saying. So a team won't lowball them in deals and things of that nature. So and rightfully so. I mean, it's only smart by a team. If you're coming off an ACL, why am I going to give you all this money?
Absolutely, it's business.
Doesn't make any sense. Business at that point, right? So you can't blame the organizations for doing that. But he has that player option, and I'm happy he has that. So yeah.
And an organization, like I said, got to protect themselves as well.
Of course.
So, all right, Ryan, the rivals, what we got going on with the rivals in WNBA? Any news? What's going on?
No, WNBA is pretty much quiet. Rivals is they're it's almost getting to be playoff time for them. I know the team Rose, Angel Reese's team, beating the Nafisa Collar's team. So that was good. So yeah, it's just they're just getting ready to go into their playoffs. In a couple of weeks, we have NCAA women's tournament coming up. You know, obviously with the March Madness and stuff. But check out the conference tournaments. So you have SEC playing playing this week. Tomorrow at noon, SEC Vanderbilt versus South Carolina, number 9 versus number 1 in the SEC at noon. That's going to be a good game. One of the young ladies for Vanderbilt, man, just had 53 points the other day, and so that's gonna be a good game. But WNBA is pretty much quiet as of now. Unrivaled games are on tomorrow. So in the weekend. So we'll talk more about that. But like I said, just quiet on the WNBA front, and NBA is just. This is where it revs up, man. Every game starts to matter more. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously there's not going to be that much load management now, because now people can see the finish line, and now you got to go out and and earn your spot. So it's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be exciting. So and one matchup I would love to see in the East is the 3-6 matchup with the Knicks and Pistons. That would be great. Because you're going to have a defensive team going against a super offensive team, right?
I don't know if we get past the Pistons. I don't know.
No, you'll get past the Pistons. Okay. Have a little faith in your Knicks. Listen, the Knicks are still good, man. Like, dude, you guys number 3. You guys number 3 in the East, and you're complaining, and you this and that. The Knicks still, the Knicks are right there. Listen.
I got you,
right,
man, but I've seen this film before.
I understand that, but the thing is, man, once you're there and you're in the series, and heavens forbid, knock on wood, no, everybody wants to be healthy, but injuries can change the complexity of a series. We saw it with you guys, with Philly. We saw it with Philly with Embiid, hobbled. Then you guys went up against the Pacers, and you guys were hobbled and had injuries. So 100%. It's a long season, 82 game season. It's a league of attrition, man. Normally the good teams who are healthy at the end are the ones that win. And that's why they load manage, because they seen the Spurs do it for years and be successful at it. So, but yeah, so the Knicks are right there, man. The Knicks are right there. Are they the top contenders? No, but they're a contender. Listen, if you can get to the conference finals, you're a contender.
Yeah, I agree.
If you can get there, you can, because you're one step away from making a champion. Look at Toronto. They got lucky, got that lucky bounce against Philly, got the championship, and Durant pops his Achilles. And it's a wrap. And they're champions. But nobody's ever gonna look in the history books when they see their name, like, all they're gonna see is Toronto Raptors champions. And champions for years have been crowned because of other teams' injuries. Happened with the Lakers and the Pistons back in the day, when Magic and Byron Scott both got hamstring injuries in the first game and they were out.
The Knicks 99-2000 season. When
Boston Celtics when KG went out.
Yeah,
I don't care what nobody says. I still think KG, if KG's in that series, they beat the Lakers.
Perkins.
Oh,
it was Perkins that got hurt when the Celtics.
No. KG with
I think it was Perkins who got hurt.
It was Perkins. Perkins got hurt. Tore his ACL.
Then KG.
I don't think so. I think
when they beat the Lakers in 2018, the last
right, because they had beat the Lakers and they were going for a repeat.
Right.
And Perkins got hurt. And
that's what his ACL. That was in 2010.
Yeah. And so KG was he could have been banged up, but I know he still played. So
Perkins tore his ACL. I think game 6 or game 5.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it with Kyrie going down in Cleveland and Golden State before they got Durant. You know what I'm saying? We saw it with Kevin Love going out. LeBron was basically by himself. No Kyrie, no Kevin Love.
Yeah.
And took him to games, whatever it was, game 6, game 7. So injuries are always going to be a factor, man. So it's a game of attrition, man, when it comes to these playoffs and these series, man. One sprained ankle can change a series. Look at a couple of years ago, 2001, when with the Nets and Milwaukee. Kyrie sprains his ankle bad. Then Harden has his hamstring, and it's just KD by himself, basically. And if he didn't step on the toe on the 3-point line, they're probably the champions. That close.
That might have been the best basketball Kevin Durant ever played in his life.
He was amazing.
Yes,
off an Achilles.
He was the best player on earth for that week and a half.
Year and change, he was out rehabbing an Achilles, and like you said, he came back with a vengeance. And who knows? If he doesn't step on that line, they beat Milwaukee and they go on. And I like you said, Ryan, I think they win the championship that year.
Yeah, they would beat the Suns.
Yeah.
They would definitely beat the Suns, because now Harden would have came back, and then that have gave Kyrie time to come back after sprained ankle. They would have handled them easy. 5. 5. 100%. But yeah, man, we'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's Ryan D'Souza.
Pulls up 3-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer.
Mike Mills is up with the NCAA, the men's. Ryan talked a little bit about the ladies, but go ahead, Ryan.
Mike.
Oh, no.
It's all cool, because we're going to make it quick, because the real show is over the weekend. So, real quick, let's give you the top 5 in the men's. That's Auburn, Duke, Houston, Tennessee, Florida. And I also want to give a special shout out to St. John's at number 6. Yep. Now, as Ryan alluded to, the conference tournaments are starting this week and over the weekend and going into the next week. So, a lot of these teams are fighting for their last position, trying to get into the tournament. Some of these top teams are trying to steal number 1 bids. Because Tennessee lost the other day. So a lot of people, or was it Florida? Florida lost the other day. A lot of
Auburn
people looking at them.
Auburn,
a lot of people look at. Well, Auburn kind of solidifies. They number 1.
Right.
Yeah. But
true.
Well, Duke better be careful. I'm gonna say that, because if Duke run into Clemson, they might get knocked off that top line. They might end up being a 2 seed, but you never know. Then on the women's side, on the top 5, we got Texas, USC, Connecticut, UCLA, and South Carolina at number 5. Special shout out to Notre Dame right there outside at number 6. Shout out to UCLA and Juju, because they beat UCLA for the second time in 2 weeks. So these women teams, man, they just feasted on each other at the top. And then real quick, I'm going to glance at the bubble. So right now, ESPN has the last 4 teams in on the men's side being Ohio State, Arkansas, which is weird to me, Nebraska, Boise State, and their first 4 out is Oklahoma, Xavier, North Carolina, and Texas. Now, again, these conference tournaments is coming. So one of these teams could sneak in and steal a bid, because we've seen this before. Nothing is set in stone until that last ball drop, because a good conference tournament, even if you don't win your conference tournament, you knock over a team or 2 you weren't supposed to beat, you might end up in there. And on the women's side of the bubble, for the last 4 in, they have Washington, Princeton, Harvard, and Minnesota. And their first 4 out is Virginia Tech, Arizona, Marquette, and St. Joe's.
Mike, you said North Carolina. I'm sorry, you said North Carolina was on the bubble. They don't make it in any trouble for Hubert Davis, Coach Davis?
They just gave Hubie an extension the other week. So it's like, I don't feel like Hubie should go after this year, but I feel like if next year they don't make it, then we go ahead and have that conversation.
In the words of Ryan, these alumni, they got a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
So they're not. Yeah, they can sever ties anytime they want to.
The thing is with North Carolina, I mean, they fell off the map as far as recruiting. Yes. Man.
That would probably be something to get into. Is it the NIL thing? I don't know.
Nah, they have probably the most money. Jordan's backing them. Okay. I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like Duke is beating their head in when it comes to these recruits. Cooper Flag, the Boozer brothers,
Yes.
Zion, like all the top recruits. I mean, even Houston's starting to get top recruits over North Carolina. So yeah, it's really weird, man. Like what's happened with the recruits there.
I might have to get somebody from the ACC land trying to talk to us about that, man. Because I find that fascinating. Like you said, Ron, how they have fallen off and how they was in the championship about 2 years ago, right? They was in championship about 2 years ago, and 2 or 3 years ago, I believe. And like, man, North Carolina NIT, that's unheard of.
Crazy.
Wow.
That's unheard of. Mike Mills, what else you got before we switch to football real quick? A couple trades.
They was in the championship. Let's see. Last year, 2 years, like 2-3 years ago, Sweet 16 last year. They were supposed to be a championship team last year. I don't know how they let Alabama knock them off like that, because I had them in the Final Four last year. So yeah, man, we're gonna have to have that Hubie talk if they look bad next year. Like this year, he just signed the extension. He's there till 2030, and then we'll see about that. I'm really looking forward to the SEC tournament. I'm definitely looking forward on both sides, the men's and the women's, because
Florida Gators, man.
Florida, Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama, like
Texas.
It's gonna be Texas A&M is gonna be a battle. And then on the women's side, same thing. Texas, South Carolina, LSU. Like it's gonna be a dogfight. So I'm ready to see some of these conference tournaments. And I low-key want to see St. John's win this, man. Go ahead and do it.
I've
do
been
it for Rick Pitino, man. Do it for Rick Pitino. Because they can get a number 1 seed. They win that Big East tournament.
100% they can. He got them playing really well. Shout out to Rick. Yeah, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah. Big East is my favorite basketball conference. So I would love to see St. John's go ahead and get a number 1 seed for the remnants of the old Big East. And that's all for me with NCAA.
He's Mike Mills. Mike, I got to have you a signature, whatever. I'll come up with something. Let me just go off something with the trades in the NFL real quick. Well, not trades, but some news here. The Chargers, they released Joey Bosa. Bosa selected by the Bolts with the number 3 pick in 2016 of the draft, earned consensus defensive rookie of the year and 10.5 sacks, 17 tackles for a loss. He set an NFL record by recording 19 sacks in his first 20 games of his career. So they said the Chargers have waved Bosa goodbye. And all you Raider fans, the LA Raiders. Wow. The Las Vegas Raiders have signed defensive end Max Crosby to a multi-year contract extension. The club announced Wednesday. Crosby was selected by the Raiders in the 4th round in 2019. Out of Eastern Michigan, has totaled 364 tackles, 232 solo tackles, 105 tackles for a loss, 5'9", 59.5 sacks, 23 passes, defense, and 9 forced fumbles and 3 fumbles recovery over his first 6 NFL seasons. So Max Crosby, he signs an extension with his Oakland Raiders. And here's another interesting story. I found that the Seahawks are exploring an overhaul of their wide receiver room as they released Tyler Lockett the other day, this week, and are working to fill DK Metcalf's trade request. He wants to request a trade. This trade request came after a series of conversations over the past couple of weeks, and Metcalf wants to play for a contender. What is Seattle searching for in potential trade for a wide receiver? The Seahawks are seeking a 1st-round pick, a 3rd-round pick for Metcalf. That is quite a return, especially when you consider that it's not only the prerequisite for a Metcalf deal. Apart from wanting to go to a contender, probably an AFC contender, and that the AFC contender needs to give up 1st and 3rd-round picks. Metcalf is also due an extension of his 27-year-old. Just 1 more year remaining on his 3-year, $72 million contract. I find that interesting that he said to go to contender, because I thought Seattle contended, though they did not make the playoffs this year, but they made the playoffs, I believe, the previous year.
Year before.
Yeah, the year before. And so I find that, and they went down to the last game of the year that they make it. So I find that very interesting that was said. I don't, whether he said that or not, but that should be interesting to Seattle. And then they let go the other guy, Lockett.
Baltimore.
Go ahead for Baltimore.
Baltimore, pick up the phone, man. Pick it up.
Yeah, that's why I think he means by contender, like one of the upper echelon teams who can.
No, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, just because you like, I mean, we're talking about the Knicks at number 3. They're not contenders. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll say. So I think that's what he means. He wants to go to one of the
I can't stand Ryan sometimes.
I'm just saying, but I think that's what he means by the.
Yeah, I got you.
But
I got you. Yeah, Mike. He probably Baltimore could use him absolutely, man. Anybody's thoughts on? I'll start with D-Dub's thoughts on any of these trades that's going on here.
Did you mention? You said Bosa?
Yeah, Bosa got released.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a long time coming, man. That dude just can't stay healthy, bro.
Yeah,
he's always hurt. He's always hurt.
Man. Bosa from not San Francisco.
Baby Bosa.
No.
Chargers.
Little Bosa.
Yeah,
not D's. Little Bosa. Yeah, Joey Bosa.
Joey.
Yeah, not
he's the
D.
older one, right?
Nah, that's the younger one. It's Baby Bosa.
No, I thought Joey was older.
Nah, I think Nick older.
The one from San Francisco is a younger one, right?
Don't get me the line, man. Bosa, Baby Bosa, Bosa Jr.
For some reason,
Senior.
I thought the one from maybe I'm
Joey's 29. Nick is 27.
See,
Really?
Joey's older.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is Nick.
No, this is Joey that just got released from.
Not the San Francisco. Not the great one. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick is the younger one.
Hey man, I pray for that man. Hopefully he'll land on his feet somewhere else. And he's 20. What? Yeah, he's still relatively young. He can still help somebody else out, and if he can stay healthy. But Bosa. Did we talk about Debo?
You can go ahead and talk about it.
Debo getting what he got? Did he get released or traded?
No, he
Traded.
got traded to the Commanders.
Say it again.
To the Commanders.
Yeah, to Washington. I mean, that's a big. If he stays healthy, that could be a pretty good move for the Commanders and moving forward. So just another weapon, and they get all those weapons mixing together. You might have something here. They might be ahead of the curve a little bit a year earlier now than I said 2 years. They might be a whole full year if this works out.
Okay. The Giants are re-signing there's rumors that they are re-signing DeVito to make him the only quarterback on the roster currently. As we know, the Giants are looking for a quarterback in the draft. So we'll definitely see. The Texans agreed. Texans acquired Christian Kirk from the Jaguars, sending the 2026 7th-round pick for the veteran wide receiver. Yeah, so the Texans, they was a little limited this year. They had a bunch of injuries too with the wide receiver position. So they acquired a guy from the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. And I don't think there's anything else. Go ahead, Ryan.
There's rumors that Giants and Titans are talking about swapping picks.
I heard that too, Ryan. I heard that.
Because I think the Giants are nervous that that both Ward and Shador might be gone. That's the only reason why you would trade up. I'm like, if
Giants,
if you don't.
Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead, Mike. Afterwards.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, if that's the only reason why you would trade up, because you think the guy you want is not going to be there at number 3. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Why else would you trade up? Like, who do you want? But everybody knows it's like a 4-man draft. As far as
quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks. The guy from Penn State and the linebacker and
Travis Hunter.
And Travis Hunter. So I think you're in a good spot. You just take whoever falls to you.
What are we
what are we doing? What you trading up for? Like
what's the Texans? What they got? Number what?
No, it's the Titans are 1.
Titans are 1. What I'm saying.
New England's 2.
Giants are 3.
No.
Cleveland's 2.
Browns are 2.
Right, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Giants is 3.
Giants is 3. Just
I'll wait because there's no way Cleveland drafts a quarterback. There's no way.
Why not?
Well, they need
because that would be the
Why
smart
not?
option. They're not going to do that. They're going to draft Travis Hunter.
Probably.
I'm calling it now.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Right around
I
the
wouldn't argue about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the draft.
Travis
I mean,
Hunter.
if the
Go ahead.
Titans need what? What are they talking about?
Yeah,
Titans
man,
They need everything. They need everything.
So I mean, the Giants want Cam Ward, and then
I think so. I think so too. I think that
to me the better quarterback is Cam Ward.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So I mean, for the Giants, I thought I seen something that the Giants moving up.
Yeah.
And let's just put this to bed. Well, I don't know if we can put it to bed. Giants, I don't want Aaron Rodgers in the Giant uniform. Please.
Yes, you do.
Move on. Please. Just no.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Come on, bro. Stop.
I don't see it. I when I heard it, I just didn't even pay no attention. I didn't even want to give it no air. No energy.
Yo, just take him for a year. Let Shador learn behind him, and then that's it. He's better than anything else you're gonna get for a year out there. What else you gonna get out there for a year?
I mean, what's his name?
Derek Carr gonna give you 6 games. You're gonna go get Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But Aaron Rodgers is not known for trying to help a guy behind him.
He ain't gonna help you.
Bingo.
Yeah,
he might have been singing this tune with the Jets. If you remember, it looked like his exit interview. All of a sudden, I'm here to help and all that stuff. No, because
he started writing on the wall. He knew his ass was about to get cut, so that's why he was changing his tune.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's going to be sitting behind a Kurt Warner, somebody who doesn't mind, who's going to train you. What's my other dude? Flacco,
Kirk Cousins.
You want to actually give you some game. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to give anybody no game. I think Aaron Rodgers is about Aaron Rodgers, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
At this time, he looks real small out here doing what he's doing. But yeah, I guess I'm with you. The Giants, yeah, I believe Cam Ward is a better pro quarterback than Sanders. And we'll see what the Giants do, and we'll see what the draft. The draft is April something. I don't have it in front of me. But
third week of April.
Third week of April.
I think Shador ends up in with the Raiders.
Yeah, that's the talk. I've seen several mock drafts, and I've seen it where Giants end up falling with Cam. Then I seen one with the Giants falling with Travis Hunter. It's just gonna be interesting to see. Like I said, I think you just stay put, stay where you at, pick the best available player at number 3.
Yeah. Oh, but that was Saquon, and look what happened.
Yo, listen, man. You gotta be better at drafting players. I listen. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Look at what Philadelphia. Kudos to Philadelphia. Philadelphia has done an outstanding job as far as draft picks and being able to see things before things go awry. So
and they're spending too, boy. They're spending. They seem to be signing everybody left and right. Like
correct.
I think this is the last draft of this Giants regime. Either they get this right or they'll be going out the door. I think that's my humble opinion as a Giant fan, and just analyzing what's going on. They need to get this right, and if they don't get it right, they'll be done. So I'm with you. Stay put and just best player in the draft, and then you'll figure out the quarterback stuff. Because you still got Sam Darnold. He's they didn't tag Minnesota didn't tag him.
Don't take that bait. That's bait. If anything, draft a quarterback. If I'm gonna take somebody for a year, go get Jameis. Jameis is good for the locker room. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna win you too many games. So it's like a good Jameis season, he's gonna get you 7 games, right? He had one of them okay years. He's gonna get you 5 or 6. Your draft pick won't be terrible. You go get you an O-lineman next year.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'll be entertained. I'm not against Jameis Winston.
And your wide receiver is gonna be happy as hell because he's gonna sling it.
He gonna sling it.
Get Jameis for a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, get Jameis for a year. The guy behind him, listen, you see that? The interceptions, don't do that. But watch him. Like, watch how he get ready. Watch how he lead the team. You know, because Jameis is a motivator. That's if he still want to play football. He is on a run right now. If I was him, I'd retire and go be on Fox Sports with Tom Brady. But
because he got the gift. He got the gift for gab, man.
He was down in New Orleans doing it, man. You saw him everywhere on social media. You saw Jameis. He was up there eating. Those that have been to New Orleans, he was at the beignet spot. You know, saying he was doing that. He was doing the horse carriage ride. He was everywhere during the Super Bowl. So
he's on fire. So if you want to retire
I'm not mad at that, Mike.
And be like us behind the microphone, Jameis Winston is what RG3 wishes he was. RG3 wished the people loved him like Jameis. So if Jameis want to play one more year, you know, the Giants need to go sign Jameis and let him mentor whoever's next.
I have learned tonight that Mike Mills has thrown a dart at Kevin Durant, boom, and RG3, boom.
I'm just telling the truth.
2 weeks ago was Paul George. Yeah,
don't start.
Paul. We're not talking about George Paul.
Oh, George, boy.
Right.
And Glenn. Let's talk about Glenn and Glenn Rivers.
Yeah.
Let's not list all the people I got it out for right now. Talk about that.
Hey, Kev, real quick.
Go ahead. Let's go to that real quick. I totally forgot about that, man. We dive right to the NBA. Let's talk about this fair catch in boxing here.
Let me get to this real quick, man. I gotta go.
That's funny. Fair catch.
Gervonta Davis and shout out to Lamont Roach because I had no idea who Lamont. I can't even think of who he fought. Obviously he came in with a good game plan, and to me and to many people, when I left that night, Saturday night, I said this guy got robbed. He should have won. He should won on fight. Yeah.
Before you continue, and that's what's wrong with boxing, right?
Absolutely.
Because the guy was like 20-0-1 with a belt, and we ain't know who the hell he was.
Yeah,
how was that even possible?
This is all what's wrong with boxing. Yeah, and this is what we was talking about earlier in the chat. I know I wasn't in the chat too much. I was reading. Your guys was hitting it on the head. Turkey is supposed to be him, Dana White, and I think executives
Nick
at WWE.
WWE, yeah, Nick
are supposed to be getting together, and you know, boxing needs a new direction if they really want to get this stuff right.
Ryan made a good point in the chat yesterday. He said how it's the same weight class. There's like 8-7 belts to it, which, as we know, is absolutely ridiculous.
Right. That's why nobody's fighting each other, because I have my belt in my own weight class. What the hell am I
Floyd Mayweather. Shout outs to Floyd. Floyd has said that years ago that it's just way too many belts, and it's way too many belts. But hold on, before I get sidetracked, that fight Saturday night, Lamont Roach, kudos to him. He fought a good fight, and I think that he should have won the belt, or should have won that match against Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank came out. I think, you know, sometimes he could be a little bit too cool for school. He came out there, you know, trying to. He's always a late fighter. He'll take a little while and warm up before he starts, you know, taking people apart. But I think Lamont Roach did a fantastic job taking some of his power shots and moving around, and it was actually a pretty good fight. But we got to go to this 9th round where this guy Tank Davis took a knee and then got up and then went to the corner, and then the referee started counting. He was up to 2. Tank bounces to the corner, bounces back out, gets his first he bounced in the corner, then his trainer Calvin Ford came and wiped his brow, got whatever sweat out of his eye, and then he continued fighting. Now, everybody who watched boxing knows, if you take a knee, that's an automatic. They start counting, right? They're gonna start counting. This referee, I don't know. Like I told you guys, I think this guy needs to be investigated. There's no way in the world. There's no way in the world that how even Roach was like, why did you stop counting? He said it in the ring. Why did you stop counting? This is going back to Ryan, what you said. This is what's wrong with boxing.
And also too, there's late reactions to punches, because I know the direct
absolutely
punch, the direct punch, you know, it was moments after that he took the knee, but it doesn't have to be a direct punch. He had caught him with a nice jab right in the eye. So maybe you know what I'm saying? And then he just like he backed up and then he just took the knee. So like, yeah.
So it goes back to the point. Your delayed reaction. Yeah. There's people who's been counted out off a delayed reaction. You take a knee and you can't continue. You could get hit in the ribs, the kidney, take a shot and go down. Not right away, but you'll go down afterwards. But yeah, this is kind of, hopefully, man. Again, you know, I've been at it ad nauseum this week. Hopefully, they're running back. I don't want he doesn't. They need to run it back and run it back quickly. So what the word on the street, what I'm hearing, they saying something in May. But you know, we'll see. But you know, this is what it is with boxing, man. This is why you need people to how you say it, regulate this thing,
regulate it and govern it right. D-Dubs, if I may, and I know we went over a little bit, but let me just read the article from Yahoo Sports from Dorshan Dasso, and this is what we talk about. Dana White has long voiced ambitions about making a major move into the boxing world. Now, underneath the TKO banner, he has finally entered the pugilistic space. Turkey Al-Sheikh TKO Group Holdings, the parent company of WWE and UFC, and Saudi Arabia's Sila on Wednesday announced a multi-year partnership to establish a new boxing promotion. TKO will be providing day-to-day operational expertise, management, and oversight of the promotion, with UFC CEO White and WWE President Nick Khan leading the charge. According to Wednesday's announcement, the promotion will feature a highly structured system to develop new talent from around the world, as well as access for all boxers to UFC Performances Institute in Las Vegas, Mexico City, and Shanghai. TKO Productions media and promotional expertise. TKO CEO Mark Shapiro first revealed in February that the talks were underway to create a boxing league in partnership with Al-Sheikh. Everybody knows we're in talks with this, the Saudis, Shapiro said, but to give you a little more color, I will tell you that we have close to an agreement with the Saudis as the creation of a boxing league where we, TKO, will be the producer, the promoter, and responsible for the day-to-day operations of the venture, whereby we would receive a fee of a $10 million plus. Now, if you haven't seen any boxing promotions or boxing cards with Turkey Al-Sheikh and how he does things, just be prepared to watch boxing all day. Am I right, D-Dubs?
Absolutely. I mean, this guy puts on a show, man. I mean, it's undercards. This thing is almost 8 hours long. This is as long as you going to work.
It's funny because Dana did mention that when he was on First Take, they had him. He did mention that they're going to speed it up. So it's gonna be like the UFC. So it's not gonna be all this stuff, but you know,
delays and stuff like that.
Once, because you know in boxing, right? If the boxing somebody gets knocked out in two rounds, they still gonna wait a certain time.
Yeah, they got a time because they're trying to fill it, have that fill.
Yeah, or get the pay-per-view numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's still a TV show, and I understand that. Correct.
It's still a TV show.
So yeah, so like if you watch the UFC, it's like, look, as soon as the fight's over, it's like 10 minutes, and then the other guys are coming down the aisle to fight. So it's no long drawn out. They ain't gonna have a bunch of
people rapping and singing and
halftime shows and all this crap.
If one person can get it right, I believe in Dana White. I think Dana White knows what he's doing.
Right. But the only thing is now it's he's gonna be competing with these other promotions. So until they all come together and have one body, it's gonna be the same crap. Because he's not how like his promotion is gonna be good, and unless he just gets all the viewers and then steal boxers and have them on his promotion, you know,
that might have to be.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we seen Vince McMahon take over. I've seen him take over wrestling.
WCW?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a chance that it possibly can happen.
There's a formula. You're right. Yeah,
Turkey got the money. It ain't like he ain't got the money to buy people out.
Yes,
you understand what I'm saying? So we'll see. It's gonna be a wait and see. I'm glad that at least they trying to do something, do something different, hopefully, and but that's all I got for that, man. It was this guy, hey Mike, do you got grease in your hair?
Man,
does it burn your eyes?
Don't you start.
Hey, the hairdresser said the hairdresser said she showed the bottle. She said, "Ain't no grease. Ain't no.
I had an argument to burn your eyes the other day. They trying to tell me, nah, grease. I'm like, boy, you know how long I've had hair, like hooping and all types of stuff. That grease do not get in your hair in your eyes that bad.
Hey, Mike, I can't say nothing, man. I ain't got no hair, so I can't tell you.
Oh, I got hair. Trust me.
That's why we came to you, dog.
Yeah.
And I had braids before dreads. You feel me? Look, y'all don't have no hair. I know y'all shine that stuff. Don't leak in y'all eyes.
I got hair.
Y'all not walking around here with the ashy head.
No,
y'all some sleek shine brothers. You feel me?
There you go.
I know that's not leaking in y'all eyes. He's a boy, and I used to like Tank. Like that right there just did it for me. Because
and the hair and the hair stops it from going into your face. The hair soaks it up. Like what the hell?
I don't know what he's talking about. I've seen fighters fight with blood in the eyes. So what are we talking about?
Man, people say anything, boy.
That was
they say anything.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. They say anything. And that's why I be rolling my eyes. I'm looking. I'll be like, man, boy, I tell you.
And this is what Ryan be talking about with boxing and things of that nature. It makes you think twice of things being on the take and not on the up and up. And any other time where he's counting 1, 2, 3, he stopped counting. You see him clearly.
Out here acting like Adrian Broner. Like, boy, stop it. Go sit down. I beat that boy. No, you didn't.
That was one dude. Talk about public enemy number 1, Adrian Broner, man.
Oh, but he was entertaining. So I'll
he was an entertainer. Yes, he was.
He was entertaining, man.
Tank Broner out here, boy. And the grease is in my eyes. All right.
Tank Broner. He's stupid, boy.
For as great as Floyd was, and I love Floyd. I mean, he's just a boxing savant. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
People like, his fights are not fun. I'm like, okay, it's fun to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I mean, like, okay, you want him to just keep getting punched in the face because he has great defense. He's gonna counter and be
right. For those people, they don't know.
Yeah. Boxing is an art form. It ain't just go in there and start throwing hands, and you're not supposed to get hit. But
I've never had beef with Floyd about his fighting style. He actually
me neither, bro. And
my beef with Floyd is about other stuff, but his boxing game in ring,
And I think Tank Davis knows. I think leaving Floyd Mayweather was probably one of the worst things that he probably has done since going on his own, as far as I'm concerned. Because I don't care. Again, you got whatever you got with Floyd, that's fine, but you can't take away his IQ of the game of boxing.
Right. And the point I was making with Floyd is, for as great as he was, he kind of ruined boxing. Not saying, in the sense, everybody wants a 0 behind their name, right?
Correct.
Undefeated. I gotta be undefeated. Dog, when we used to love boxing, dog, everybody fought 3 times and would take a L and you take a L. We go back and then like now all of a sudden everybody's trying to protect this zero record, or
it's similar to LeBron James era, where nobody wants to compete in these all-star games or the dunk contest or whatever, and then these guys start following it. You understand what I'm saying? It's just it's one of those things with these, when you're a top athlete, other athletes start mimicking you and start doing the things that you did, and it's sometimes
right, because you're supposed to want to mimic greatness. They're doing it,
Yeah, they are mimicking, but they're mimicking the wrong thing. Right.
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah.
But yeah.
But
like I said, man, sports are not perfect, man. But
but we still gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Shout out to hold on once real
Go ahead.
quick, Kevin. The what is that? The WBC orders Bivol to fight Benavidez. That should be coming soon. So that should be a I don't know why they're not ordering him to fight Canelo, but that's another thing. What's wrong with boxing? I don't get it, but it is what it is. That's all I got. Go ahead, Kevin.
I was just going to say, I know we don't talk wrestling on here, but shout out to John Cena. He's a heel now.
That was great. That was great, man. Man, hey, fellas, we grew up in a great time.
You sure did,
bro. Like, we're all like, you what? Mike Mills, I know you. What you're like probably in your 30s, right?
Yeah.
20? Yeah. I mean, I'm 50, so man, like boxing. Even though we knew it was fake, it was just so good, man. Like
you be wrestling, yeah.
Like I mean,
wrestling
good storyline.
When I say fake, scripted because they still got
scripted storylines.
Yeah, it's scripted, but the actual, it's still physical as hell.
Physicality and all that stuff has to come off. Look at Bret Hart. What's his name? Died. So
and the charisma,
Owen.
man.
Yeah.
Like the Ric Flairs, the Dusty Rhodes, the Hulk Hogan's, man, just the Stings, and I mean just JYD. I mean, dude, I used to have the dolls when I was the wrestlers, dog.
Yeah, I remember.
Come on, man. How many times? Listen, I know y'all. I know me and my brother, man. Growing up, we wrestled and we pretend we was who. We came down the ring and we went at it, dog.
Yeah, I think we stopped after the chairs and tables and chairs, dog. I think.
Yeah, they started getting crazy with it. Yeah.
Thumbtacks and everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Jake the Snake. Come on, man.
I'll let Eric have to tell you a story about wrestling when we was kids. The angry one, man. I'll let him tell the story, man. And that's what stopped me from playing with them. I was like, okay, I'm done. That move on me. That you don't think it's real? Bam. So that's all.
Figure four ain't no joke.
That's what it was.
And that camel clutch will break your spine, boy. Camel clutch, boy.
Dudes was running around here with scoliosis now. That's you messing around.
The Iron Sheik, boy.
Yeah, man. Good times. Hey, great show tonight, fellas.
The curve in your back.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Part of the shots, I'll start with Mike Mills. Mike Mills, what you got for us, man?
Nothing major. Shout out to everybody that was here. Shout out to all our viewers. Yes. Shout out to our brothers who couldn't be here tonight. Shout out to Takistan. We still shining over there.
We're number one this week.
Number one in Takistan. Number one. We love y'all. And that's about it. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate you. Ryan, what you got for us, sir?
Oh, nothing, man. Just a great show.
Yes.
Shout out to all the fellas, everyone in the comments. Love it. Just love talking sports, man. And and we get at it. Sometimes we argue, sometimes we agree, but it's fun, man. It's fun. It's fun talking about stuff that you love, man. So yeah, we'll just keep at it, man. And shout to everybody and see you next time.
Appreciate that, Ryan. Ryan is absolutely right. We don't always agree, and I always said to the guys, I don't want to be in an echo chamber. Sometimes one week it's me and DA, it's me and Ryan, and it's Ryan and Dan and D-Dubs and Ryan and Mike Mills and DA. It was Mike Mills and DA for a while. It was.
I don't know. We've been getting along lately. It's all right. Yeah. That's a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
So. I just love it because like I said, I don't want to be in an echo chamber, and sometimes we don't agree, and it ain't scripted, that's for sure. I can tell you that. D-Dubs, what you got for us, sir, before we get out of here?
Yeah, nothing heavy, man. Appreciate everybody. Hey, my brothers, y'all come back soon. And good show as always, So we're gonna do it again. Be back on Monday, and
sure.
Check out the world of sports as we do. And shout out to all you guys and everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Hey, again, like, subscribe, share, and try to push us out there. We trying to do it.
No doubt. Appreciate you, sir. I don't have nothing heavy, man. Thank you for all those in the chat. Appreciate that. We had Dana. Thank you so much, Debbie. Mike. There was some others in the chat. Appreciate all those on Instagram. I can't see you right now, but thank you for chiming in, man. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell for all the notifications. And we appreciate it. Go ahead.
Lakers Knicks tonight. Who y'all got? I think Knicks takes it. Cat's back.
Yeah, Cat is back.
We're gonna watch for a minute. We'll see.
And shame on the people who was saying that Cat was ducking Jimmy Butler. The dude was at his girlfriend's aunt's funeral, man.
With cancer, right?
Ridiculous, dog. Ridiculous. Draymond Green with all
they were saying that. That's crazy.
Bro. On his podcast with him and forgot whatever his name is. Draymond on his podcast. Baron Davis started talking about they think, they don't know for sure, but they were just trying to,
sound like women stuff to me, but
chatty crazy, dude.
That's crazy,
like,
man.
Stop, man.
Yeah, stop it, please, stop it.
And not only that, like he played against Jimmy in this year in Miami. He went for 44.
Exactly.
Against Jimmy. So and Jimmy played. So yeah.
I want to see
that
the
whole thing is so far gone. That was years ago.
Right. Exactly.
Dito, you have? Yeah, I'm looking for the Knicks to win.
Hopefully the Lakers beat them on the home floor the last time. So the Knicks need to do a payback, and we'll see.
Lake Show Luka. That's my pick.
Okay, Lake Show Luka. We'll see. Where was I at? Thank you for all those that's chiming in. Also, thank you for those that's listening as well as you listen to this. And I don't have anything heavy. Make sure you just enjoy yourself. Hey, the NCAA March Madness is here. So women's, the ladies, and the guys, that's heating up. So make sure you check it out, man. And we'll be back on Monday, man. So listen, we're going to get on out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O. Warren, your host and moderator. For Daryl D. Dels Warren, for Mike Mills, for Ryan D'Souza, and for the guys in their absence, we got the Angry Warren, James E. Warren, and the DA, man. Yo, this is a Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, be blessed. Hey, man, have a great one. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Peace out.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.